Hey guys, it's Ani. Happy Friday. I hope all of you are doing so well and your new year has been going great so far. And if it has not, remember you can always turn everything around because circumstances do not matter. Um, but if you guys haven't checked out my last video, it was about one of my clients that was literally at like this giving up um place internally where like she just there was really no almost like hope. She was doing she was doing everything she was supposed to, but then boom, movement. So I always like love stories like that, you guys. And it's, please don't ever think that nothing's working out in your favor just because you can't see it. All right. So if you want to check out that video, it's from last Friday. I believe it's called Do You Feel Like Giving Up on Your SP? That's the video. I will be sharing a client success today as well. And I'll just be talking about everything like how I always do. So yes, if you guys are interested in any of my courses, which I share so many success stories from my course clients on our community tab, in my shorts, like in the YouTube videos. So if you are interested, links will be in the description box down below. One thing I want to mention, you guys, is don't worry if like when you go to purchase a course, and I feel like this question comes up so much, when you go to purchase a course, don't worry about the date and time. That's just for our end on the system. So the moment you purchase the course is the moment you're going to get it, and that's a moment sooner to start it and to start seeing results, right? All right, you guys, let me get into this success story. She was literally like not seeing any movement for quite some time with her specific person. They even went through a time of no contact. So I will talk about it. I'll talk about what we did. I'll also get into other topics as well. So let's begin. All right, you guys. So she says, Ani, you are just the best coach on CYF, and I really do consider you to be one of my good friends. Thank you. I do too, girl. I've known you since you started at Create Your Future, and your coaching and support over this time has just been invaluable. I appreciate you. Since our last session, I have seen so much movement. My SP is conforming into the man I've always wanted him to be. And I've had so much more contact and communication from him. I just have a few more bits to work within myself, and I know things will be finalized. Ani is so amazing. She celebrates all my success with me. She always shows a genuine interest in what I want with my specific person, and then assesses my blocks so that I can work on them to bring me my desires. I know my huge manifestation is just around the corner. I'm so close. I can feel it. Thank you so much, Ani. I am so grateful for you and everything that you have helped me to manifest and achieve. I feel like a different person. Oh, girl, I give you props, for like sticking to it. That is the hardest part, like sticking to the internal work when a lot of the times you don't see evidence. But look at like how much has happened. Way more communication, way more seeing each other. I remember in session she was telling me, she's like, Ani, it's like a whole new different man. And this is the beauty about Everyone Is You pushed out, you guys. This is the beauty about working on your self-concept. This is the beauty about seeing certain people or everyone in your reality in a different light. You have that opportunity to change the way you view people, and you have the opportunity to change the way you view yourself. So we did a lot of self-concept work. her and I. She also has done my courses too. So I believe she was saying when she couldn't get a session with me, she would just go back to my courses. She would watch the videos in my courses. She would do the homework in my courses. But just like she mentioned, like every stage of her life, we've been working together for a long time. And every time it's either something different in her life. Maybe it's about money we're working on. If it's about SP, if it's about a certain thing with SP, like a certain stage in her relationship with her SP, I like hear what you got to say. We go through it in session. I assess it, and I give you certain homework and things to do per your wants and needs and desires. But I'm so happy for you, girl. Like, thank you so much for sending this in. Thank you for so much for sharing it. So people watching see that it's totally possible. You guys can have your specific person. You can have the better version of your specific person. And let's get into some things that I want you to do, or I want you to check in on while you're on your manifestation journey, while you're manifesting whatever it is that you're manifesting. So first, we always want to like assess, like, how do you feel about yourself? First of all, how do you feel about yourself in relation to this person? Like, I know with her, there was a lot of like not chosen, not chosen, like not like almost like a stagnant, like, oh, we're at a certain stage in our relationship and it's not progressing. And then because it's not progressing, okay, what's wrong about me? What is wrong about me? What's wrong about him? There's something wrong. There's constantly something wrong, right? And that's, your brain does that. And I want you to know that your brain will do that. Your brain will look at a situation and it will start assessing, all right, if this situation is like this, it's not making you realize, oh, it's the way you see it, it's the assumptions you have, it's the perspective you have. That's not where it goes first. What happens is your brain is like, let's see what's wrong with you. This is 3D brain. I'm not talking about your subconscious, I'm talking about your conscious mind. Your conscious mind goes to, what's wrong with you? Something's wrong with you if this is not working. Something's wrong with you. You're probably not good enough for this situation. And then it says, okay, you're not good enough. Let's roll with that. What's happened in the past? What about past relationships? Oh, remember your past relationships? That didn't even work either. Remember all your failures? That didn't work either. So what happens in our human mind is like the first place it tends to go to, because you have not been aware of you are a conscious creator all your life, it tends to go to the negative, and that is normal. I read a study once where the study was based on like how high of a percent it is for you to think more negative than positive, and it's literally like very super high. I think it's like 80% of you will believe you're negative over your positive outcome. Negative just feels more believable, and that makes sense if you haven't known that you're a conscious creator and your thoughts create. Like, we all used to be like that. Oh, if something goes wrong, we don't think of what if it can go right. We think of, oh, when it goes wrong, this is a plan B, plan C. We're already like planning then once the negative outcome happens, how we're gonna like try to deal with it, right? It's so true. Like, I've been like that in the past before I knew I was a conscious creator, and literally so many of you have shared that with me too. Like, if you used to be like that, comment down below, or if you still are like that, comment down below. Your brain likes to take you to what's realistic and logical per your past experiences. And you gotta understand something. Your brain's not doing that on purpose either. Like, you are not being led to those thoughts and assumptions because this universe or your subconscious mind doesn't want you to be successful. Like, I remember with this client, we were working together and she had the what ifs. She was like, Ani, what if, like, in the time of like my no contact, what if he goes and talks to another girl? and then they have like a happily ever after? What if like he gets used to me being away from him and it's more convenient like that? I used to have thoughts like that with my SP too. When we were in no contact, I thought of everything and anything, right? Like so many things come up to the surface, but those are opportunities for you to see what's actually going on internally. Those thoughts are not coming up for you to be punished. You're not being punished. Those thoughts are not coming up for the universe doesn't want the best for you. It's like testing you. What feels like a test and what feels like blocks and triggers are there for you to diagnose. It's there for you to observe. Like for example, that's something I want you, the viewer, you watching, to assess going forward. Like, let's do it this weekend, this week, this upcoming month. Like, let's make that change. Are you watching what comes up internally, or are you just suppressing it and like overriding it with other things, other thoughts? When something comes up and it doesn't feel good, it's not meant to be suppressed. It's actually meant to be looked at, because that's your story. That is your story. And when most likely when it doesn't feel good, it's not serving you. Even the feeling, I've mentioned this in a lot of my videos, even the feeling that comes up with a thought, that's also trying to tell you, hey, this doesn't feel good. We need to change it. We need to see yourself differently. We need to see you differently. We need to see this person you're involved with differently. Because if you continue to see them in the negative way or the non-serving way, you're only going to get that reflected back. We're always going to get everything reflected back to us. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, I've never been successful in relationships. It always turns out the same way, or it's always a different person, but the same way it turns out. Why do you think that is? That's because the way you see yourself has not been changed. The perspective you have of yourself is not changed. Also, probably the way you see that other person, it may be a different person every time in a relationship. Like, it may be, okay, you move on from one and then you have the same tendencies and thoughts about the other. Doesn't matter if they're a different person. What you're reflecting back onto you will be the same thing over and over again. You guys, if you want to pause the video, go get yourself a drink, or this is so like, it's such a boring drink, but I'm having milk. Like, I don't know. First, it was hot chocolate throughout the holidays. It's either milk, hot chocolate, or coffee, which should be replaced by more water, but we'll work on that. I will intend on it. Also, so we reflecting on yourself, reflecting, like, I honestly will challenge you, because I had her do this too. I challenge you this weekend and this week and this upcoming month, this upcoming year, get a brand new notebook, get a brand new journal, and log in that journal every time you feel a certain way. Have a relationship with yourself. That is literally creating an amazing self-concept. When you start having a relationship with yourself and you keep checking in on yourself and checking in on that story. And the old story may try to creep up, but that's only because probably old story has been so dominant internally that it's just so much easier to beat the drum of that, right? It's just, we are creatures of habit, you guys. Things that are easy for us, we tend to do way more often than things that are hard. And that is why a lot of people find themselves in the same situation over and over again. So, but remember that though, like, keep that in mind. So it's easier for me to stick to an old habit, number one. So you're working with that. Number two, things may come up that feel uncomfortable, but I should observe them, not absorb. Don't absorb every single thought. You don't have to absorb every single thought. I remember in another video of mine, I gave this example, but it's so true. Like, if you're watching cars pass by, right? Most likely you're not like pretending or imagining, you're not absorbing like each and every car, right, that's passing by. You're not like, oh my god, what if I was in that car, 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 right? You're not doing that. You're just observing. They're passing by. Same thing with thoughts. Like, just observe them. Observe them. You don't have to absorb and imagine yourself in each and every thought that passes by, especially the negative ones. If it's positive ones, go for it. Imagine yourself there. Like, literally, like, play with it, milk that moment. But if it's like just a passing thought and it's just there for you to observe and catch where you're at, just observe. I used to have that issue, and a lot of people do. A lot of people express that to me. Like, every time I would have like a thought that felt intrusive or triggering, I would literally like sit with it, but sometimes I wouldn't realize. But with practice makes perfect. The more you check up on yourself and you're like, nope, I'm not identifying with that. Just because it's a thought, it passed by, I'm not gonna take it in and now sit with it for hours and hours and hours and imagine like, oh crap, what if that happened to me? How horrible would that be? You're not gonna do that. I urge you to only do that with the good things that come up, and train your brain to like discipline it that that's what we're doing going forward, you know? And that's why I love coaching. Like, what I love one-on-ones, I love all of that, because you get to really like hear that person's story, their history. We get really deep, really specific, and assessing it becomes so like per your desire becomes so much easier. But courses help too. Like, I can't tell you how successful like my courses have been, how many success stories have come in. I still need to post so much. Like, I'm behind on posting success stories, but I will. If you guys want to check them out, go to the community tab to check them out, or any of my old videos. But none of it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter the one-on-ones, it doesn't matter courses, it doesn't even matter if you're just getting information from online and you're applying it. What matters is that you're applying it. You can't stay in the same, like, you can't stay in the same place, same mentality, same story you're having with your SP or money and expect different results. You can expect, okay, let's say you sit and you're like, okay, I expect a better outcome, right? But then if the whole day you have thoughts that are dominant and they're the opposite of your expectation, that's counteracting each other. It's canceling each other out, you know? So I want you guys, what have you guys manifested lately, like in the new year? Comment down below. I would love to hear. But remember, you guys, nothing is stopping you. Nothing is stopping you from getting what you want unless you think it is. And I know that sucks, because let's say you have a third party in your situation, or there's just circumstances you think are stopping you. You got to work through, you got to break through that. I know it feels super believable that these circumstances, okay, listen to this very carefully. If you take anything from this video, take this, okay? I know your circumstances feel 100% real, and they feel like you will not get to where you want to be because of those circumstances. Maybe you've been rejected, maybe there's third parties, maybe I don't know, the work place said no. Like, for example, I shared recently, one of my clients was told no on getting a raise. Like, they're not going to have raises that year, and she manifested it anyway. There was this whole like email sent out to everyone, like, no, we're not going to get raises, like no hopes up for this year, whatever. And she still got it. Like, so it doesn't matter if you're told no, if it doesn't matter if you're rejected, it doesn't matter if there's third parties. No circumstance really matters. It's, are you thinking it does? Are you taking that circumstance and really like ruminating on it, making it so important? It's honestly not. It's more important, where is your head at? Is your head more to how amazing could this go? Or is it, how hard is this going to be? It's going to be super hard. I don't think I'm going to make it. If it's the negative, practice makes perfect. Keep addressing that internally. Keep being on check. Being like, what does it mean like to check in with yourself? Write it out. Write out what you're feeling. See it for what it is. It's just a thought. It's nothing more than a thought. And you need to trust the unseen as you're working on this. Trust the unseen. I cannot tell you. I've been through it all, you guys. I've been through it with my SP, third parties, circumstances left and right. Even money. Like, I wasn't always a jackpot queen. Like, I used to have a money story that didn't serve me, but now money is like nothing. So that's why, like, in my courses, I explain so much more and how your mindset should be. But like, when I say I've gone through it, I've gone through it. Like, and every single time when you think that there's nothing happening, it proves itself. It always proves itself. So don't worry about what's happening right now outside. Worry about what's happening right now internally. Are you feeling good about yourself? I want these questions to be asked constantly going forward to yourself. Are you feeling good about yourself? Are you feeling worthy of what it is that you want? Are you feeling worthy of a relationship? Are you feeling more calm or more obsessive towards what you want? Are you feeling more calm or are you feeling more desperate towards what you want? Because all of those answers will tell you where you're at vibrationally, what state you're in. So when you hear in law of attraction or law of assumption, like where you're at vibrationally, it's pretty much what state you're in. What is a state? A state is thoughts, emotions, assumptions, beliefs that you keep embodying throughout the day. So you can be embodying an abundant state, you can be embodying a lack state, you can be embodying a state of being chosen, you can embody a state of being not chosen. Right? So check in, because checking in will tell you where you're at and you'll understand where you need to be. Because if it doesn't feel good, you're not there. But I also want to mention this. Give yourself a break also. Don't be obsessive with like, oh my God, I'm not feeling good. I need to be positive right now, because if I'm not positive, I'm not going to get what I want. Accept that moment. Like, you're a human being. We have emotions. Our emotions are there to tell us where we're at, and you're not messing up if you're in a bad place. It's just notifying you, we need to get back on track. That's it. So don't become obsessive and desperate over, oh my God, I need to be positive all the time. If I don't exude positive energy, I'm not going to get it back, right? Sometimes you need a break. Sometimes you need a day off. Sometimes you need to self-reflect. And then you can get back on track. All right, you guys? I hope this video helped. Let me know what you've manifested so far down below. For coaching, I am booked up, but if you get on the wait list, you can manifest time with me soon. Or you can email us and have the staff help you with that, with a one-on-one session with me. Also, courses are available in the description box down below. So much success with my courses. Don't worry about the date and time when you are purchasing a course. That is for our end. I know I mentioned this earlier, but a lot of people always ask. So when you do go to buy a course, it's just the moment you buy it, The moment you receive it, that's the moment you can start and be successful. All right, you guys, I love each and every one of you, and I intend that you stick to this, you keep going, you realize how powerful you are. If you've been forgetting how powerful you are, I intend you step back into your power, because you are amazing, you are loved, you are adored. I see you, and you got this. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.